to go here this afternoon at Rugby for round 4 of Champions of the Future 2025. It is, of course, the big one, the seniors, the OK category. This is the primary class for direct drive. Some big hitters in particularly those last 5 rows of the grid. And as we've been talking about throughout the course of the meeting, this is a circuit that you can overtake on in many, many places. Keep an eye on the likes of Anagnostiidis in particular, Gast, Pokala, Nugared, all have shown that they've been able to charge through fields this week after difficult qualifyings. The formation laps are underway then, and it's the first time for these drivers to sample their new Maxxis Prime tyres. There is Kenzo Craigie. Remember, the gap to Kostoya, 16 points. So if he was to win this race, Kostoya would need to come through to around 3rd or 4th place to retain his championship lead going into the final round of the season. There is your race director, Martin Bean. He'll be overlooking things in the formation zone to make sure that we're all ready to go before he hands over to deputy race director and starter here this weekend, Mr. Daniel Ashton. The full flying formation lap begins now, Anthony, and I'm looking forward to this one. This should be a properly good race.
I think so too. I mean, the seniors have had dramas today. We had that massive pile-up earlier on where, you know, so many drivers were eliminated on the first opening lap. Amazing work from the marshals. Cleared the circuit pretty quickly. That kept us under a slow procedure that didn't force a red flag out. So that was good to see. That meant that the drivers at the front could keep their race going, could keep that momentum going and push their way through the field. We obviously don't want to see a repeat of that one, but like I say, the pinch point in this final is going to be turn 3, the first major braking zone there. So many drivers who are stuck on the outside line there do get caught out. But like you say, for this one, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Kenzo Craigie and Roman Kamyab then on the front row of the grid. The two Britons are about to do battle. And for Kenzo Craigie, this is a perfect opportunity for him now to take the lead in the championship standings going into the final round in Kristianstad at the Sweden-based circuit. In only a few weeks' time, they enter into the tram lines. Are we going racing? First time of asking. The lights are out. It is lights out and fights on in the senior category, and it's a solid start for Kenzo Craigie. He's under no pressure from the rest of the field. There you can see Ramikers holding on to 2nd place, and there is the Tony Kart machine of, I think, Thomas Radier, who's holding on to 3rd place, and there's drama in the background. Multiple karts spat off on the side of the circuit, and I hate to say it, Zach Drummond's one of them. Oliver Kinmark is another. You've got the Louis Cochet is one. Christian Kostoya is one of them as well. And Sebastiano Pavan, the championship leader, is potentially out of the penultimate final of the 2025 season.
I was just going to say, we'll hold fire because we got caught out by a transponder before, but now I think, yes, Kostoya is in trouble in this one. Kenzo Craigie's gone. Kenzo Craigie's hit the start of this race. Randolph in the background as well. Chaos. It's Mikalev who's had problems out of the final corner. Craigie leads by 7/10 of a second. It was a fantastic start for Thibaut Ramikers, who shot off from it. There's been another incident out there, and it's the 222 of Rasmussen who's in one of the drivers in trouble. The 232 as well has gone. So let's go through the list of drivers who we're not seeing running. Clovis Nugared, Bo Louette, Oliver Rasmussen, Kostoya confirmed out of the race, Kinmark out of the race, Zach Drummond is out of this one. It will not be a repeat of the final podium that he had here in the junior category 2 years ago. And here's Joe Turney on the move. Joe Turney goes past Jacopo Martinezzi. The door, championship-wise now, Anthony, is wide open. Kostoya will leave Rugby, having dominated at Viterbo, as that's a move from Prader up to 3rd place past Ramikers. Kamyab's gone through as well, up to 2nd place. It was such a dominant performance from Kostoya last time out in Viterbo, but this shows how important the timed qualifying is. He didn't quite get the result that he wanted back on Thursday. He's been chipping away and pulling back into a position where he can score points. He will leave Denmark in this championship with 2 points added to his tally, and surely now is going to lose his championship lead.
Well, he does indeed. Kenzo Craigie now will lead the championship standings with 264 points. A 34-point lead ahead of Christian Costoya, who is now out of this final. That is a huge change of affairs between the two of them. Down the inside, changes here. Moving up through the field is Daniel Kelleher as he gets past Jindra Peschel for P5. But the fight's not over yet, though, Andrew. Roman Kamyab's just set the fastest lap of the race, and it's a quick one. 49.9. He's matching his qualifying pace as he closes in on Kenzo Craigie.
And I'll take us back to Thursday. Kamyab was the fastest driver through time qualifying, but one of the points of the weekend that really, really impressed me, Anthony, was his first 2 rounds. As,
Boris
Lysen out of this finals, had a really good week. Kamyab's race pace through round 1 and round 2 of the heat was lightning quick. And that was on the state of tyres that he's got underneath him right now, as is that one of the Koskis out of the race. Yes, it's the 296 of Marco Gast. Marco Gast on home soil will hope for better luck next week. He's had good speed, but no good fortune. He is out of this final. Kamyab's got a really good chance here. If he can replicate that kind of speed that we saw on Thursday afternoon, he is going to give Kenzo Craigie a big, big headache here for the remaining 20 laps or so of this race.
And so this is going to be a tough one for so many of these drivers. A tough pill to swallow, the penultimate round here in Rudby. It's going to mean that the final fight in Sweden will be on between these drivers. But right now, we still have 20 laps to go in this race, and Kamyab, well, as much as he's piling on the pressure to Craigie, he is closing that gap up to 0.4 of a second. Thomas Pradir on the factory OTK products for Tony Kart, closing in and is lining up something here on the satellite team of Ricky Flynn Motorsport and Roman Kamyab.
Really good stuff at the moment from the front runners. The track is running really, really quick
so
now.
Quick right now.
We could be in event lap record territory in the next couple of laps. We're looking at a 49.89, and there goes Pradir down the inside. Oh, lovely stuff from the French driver there. Takes Kamyab's second place away. That could be good news for Kenzo Craigie in some way. It extends his lead out to 0.6 of a second now. Yes, the event lap record has gone with that pace from Pradir. So these drivers have saved the best till last. They are running so quickly out there. Drivers coming through the field as well, just to note, Anthony. Noah Wolf up 10 spots, is now running inside, deeply inside the points in P9. Gino Rocchio is as well up 10. Vladimir Ivanikov up 13. And James Anagnostiidis. I have been singing his overtaking prowess praises all weekend. We're not even a third of the way through this race. He's already in the points. 16 positions gained for Anagnostiidis. Where could he finish? Could he even get a top 10 here?
Yeah, certainly so. He was very lucky at the start of that race as well. He avoided those karts going off the circuit. That gave him, I think, that confidence boost he needed. That, right, that's cleared half of them away. Let's push.
Let's go.
And he's done just that. Brilliant stuff for him. There is the Noah Wolf, Krutulov, Turney, Martinez battle on your screen. Those 4 drivers line astern. They have got Davide Batara and that lone CRG further up the road in the Galumini team at the moment. But right now, looking very, very strong still in this race. Eyes back to the front runners. Thomas Pradir has closed the gap back down to Kenzo Craigie. They are going faster than him over the course of the lap, but it's very slow progress they are making. With the time we've got remaining, Andrew, it's still very, very possible for a fight at the front. At the moment, though, eyes will focus on this battle as Martinez just communicated to the sideline saying, what would you want me to do? I can't do any more. I'm going as flat out as I can. Everyone's in the same position.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gap. Ooh, now under investigation, Joe Turney for potentially overtaking under a yellow flag. We have seen a few at least close moments with yellow flags behaviour so far this week, so we'll monitor that situation as it goes on. Danny Kelleher, I've been keeping this thought for the last couple of laps. He's just set the fastest lap of the race. Oh, Martinez is also under investigation, potentially overtaking under yellow flag as well. So, well, they're both on the same part of the circuit at the moment. I wonder what's happened there. Last time out, in the turbo, brilliant drive in the final from Danny Kelleher. He actually started 8th in that one, but, you know, similar kind of region to where he started today. And he was one of those races where you wished for him it was another 5 laps, because he probably would have gone and won the race. But hey-ho, it's the race length that we've got. That's what we've got to play with. It's a yellow flag out at turn 3 there.
Who have we lost?
Not sure who that is for.
Might be
Jensen
Emilico Visto.
Burnett.
Well, no, I think it might be Jorge Pocolo and Emilico Visto. They both just tumbled down the order. And, yeah, don't think they're circulating anymore.
Just to note, Zach Drummond is still running, by the way, towards the back of the field, but is running. Wolf down the inside, takes 7th place away from Davide Bataro. That's set a bit of new pace now for this group. But just to go back to Kelleher, Kelleher's just set a 49.782. His final pace, again, is looking very, very quick here. He could be a threat for a podium in back-to-back rounds, as through went to Turney and then Martinez as well on Krutulov. Krutulov struggling a little bit at the moment with the pace from the energy course. 10 laps down, 15 to go. Still a very long way to get to the checkered flag in this final. Craigie controlling the pace right now, Anthony. Just set a new PB, 49.846. The gap to Pradier, 2/3 of a second.
Indeed. We'll keep a close eye on that fight at the front, and I'm keeping a close eye on the sector times for the front runners as well. On this lap at the moment. Well, first sector seemingly going the way of Kenzo Craigie, second sector to Pradier, and that is showing gap now down to 0.5 of a second between the front two. So it is coming down very slowly. There is the lead battle on your screen. First, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth in a long train. Peschel at the back of it. Noah Wolf is the next driver who we were watching earlier on, but he is another 3 seconds further down the road from this lead fight.
Yeah, and the pace is good for Wolf, but about the same as the race leaders into the 49.9. So at the moment, Wolf is not able to close in on this front 6. There is your race leader, Kenzo Craigie, won 4 of his 5 qualifying heats. Just lost out on pole position for the super heats, or from the first position in the intermediate points in the 5th round of heats yesterday. Such was the form of Thomas Pradier. A little bit of bad luck for the reigning OK Junior FIA World Champion. Won in his super heat earlier on today. If you missed it, you can go and watch it back on the Champions of the Future feed on your platform of choice.
Not now, though.
Not now, though, because we're into the second half of this race, and it's starting to just come to the boil now, Anthony. That was a good couple of laps from Thomas Pradier, a 49.8 last time around. You don't need me to tell you, if you've got your eyes on the screen and trackside, that Pradier is closing in here. The gap is about 3.5 tenths now. Into turn 7 they go. Craigie has got to use that composure that we've been talking about across the course of this 2025 season, stepping up to the senior ranks. You wouldn't know it that it's still his debut year at this level. He has been calmness personified whenever we've seen him race this year.
No, exactly that for Thomas Pradier. He's looking at the moment his best score in a final in 2025. If he gets a P2 for Kenzo Craigie, he's looking for his first final win of the 2025 season. He has stood on the podium before. He got a P2 at the first round. He didn't score any points in the final in round 2. He did score well at round 3, but here in round 4 in Denmark, this is where it certainly seems to be going his way, as he has retaliated a little bit there to Pradier and has reopened up the gap. There is your virtual championship at the moment. We mentioned that earlier. Kenzo Craigie, 264 Kostoya, cannot lose anymore. He's out of the race.
He can't lose anymore. This is also going to be another little challenge mentally for Kenzo Craigie. Of course, he will want to win this race. It's a big race. It's on the international scene. He wants to prove himself. But the wider championship picture, right now, he doesn't need to win this race.
No.
He could. This is going to be about risk management now for the remaining 11 laps of this race. Jorge Pocolo is the latest to go under investigation for potentially causing a collision out there on circuit. Pradier's got to catch him first, of course. Pradier's got to catch him and put him under a bit of a challenge. But if that does happen, I'll be interested to see how Craigie plays this when he's got that championship thought on his mind.
But he is used to sort of situations like this. Remember, former junior FIA world champion, PFI. He was in a fight all the way to the end of a race when it mattered the most. He knows how to deal with that pressure. Right now, he's not needing to deal with that pressure, but in a lap or so, he may need to, because it is closed in once again to 0.3 of a second. The slipstream comes into effect here down the start-finish straight, only just very small amounts though. Roman Kamyab also is closing in though here, Andrew, and right now 2 is company, 3 is a crowd with Ramakas and Kelleher there as well. 5, don't even talk to me.
And the other aspect with this in terms of getting towards the sunset of this season is we have another look at the race start. So Craigie having started on the alternate side, it was a really, really good one. As I say, Ramakas was immediately up to second place. I'm interested to see what happens to Costoya in the middle of the pack here. There he is in the yellow and red helmet. Where does Costoya go here? Well, he's got through that part of the circuit okay. That's how we lost one of the DPKs.
It's in the next corner where unfortunately all of them got spat out of the field, and that's the one where Costoya unfortunately got tangled in with it. Zach Drummond, I think, is now...
He's still circulating.
He is still circulating. He's just quite a far way back. Yeah, indeed. So still in this race, which is good to see, but that's a real shame for him, isn't it? Yeah,
well, I think it's turned into a bit of a glorified test session, perhaps for next week for Zach Drummond. You know, he would hope to be through to another final in 8 days' time, and well, it's all good learning of what the tyres are doing around this circuit, hoping that the weather doesn't change, of course, between now and next week. Third place battle, Roman Kamyab, Thibaut Ramakas. What can Ramakas do about this? Well, that's what he can do. Ramakas down the inside, on to the podium. That will give him a few more points as well, unless Roman Kamyab fights back here. Kamyab's not going to have the power down the straight to get alongside the Belgian into turn 1. Lovely move once again. At the moment, Ramakas up to third place in the standings and only 15 points behind Costoya. Definitely in play.
So, Ramakas now on the charge. With that move, releases a bit of pressure, I think, from Thomas Brunier to really now focus more on attacking than having to attack and defend at the same time. Albeit, though, well, Kamyab's going to send it back down the inside. Thank you very much, says Roman Kamyab. And I think, thank you very much, says Daniel Kelleher, because, well, Ramakas putting his Ramakas to his name, but Daniel Kelleher capitalises the most on that one. 2 for 1 for the Irishman. He steps up into third place.
Daniel Kelleher, you super boy. That was brilliant stuff from the Irishman, and it's great stuff again between Kamyab and Ramakas. Kamyab back into fourth place. Well, he did this in Italy, did Daniel Kelleher. He drove through a brilliant final to get on the podium. Is he going to do it again here in Denmark? Is he done? Is he done? Has he got enough time and enough speed to close up to Pradier ahead? Because now he's got a bit of clear track ahead of him with that battle between Kamyab and Ramakas. Ramakas still holding third place in the championship, by the way, because Martinez was scoring, isn't scoring big time in terms of championship points there in 9th place. But there's still kind of got this aspect as well, though, Anthony, of for Craigie, although he is now edging away from Pradier. Pradier, championship-wise, has nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. He's scoring decently, but realistically, he's not part of the title fight. He's a little bit lower down the order. Similar for Kelleher as well, although I say that, Kelleher is now within 102 points of Kenzo Craigie. So they've, in a way, championship-wise, got nothing to lose. If they do get the opportunity, they're definitely going to go for the lead. There is the championship scores at the moment. 34 points would be the advantage for Craigie if you can hold on to this position at the front of the field.
Indeed, but the timer is ticking here, and the lap's slowly starting to come down now. We are 19 laps completed at the moment. They are about to cross the line now to complete their 20th lap. On to lap number 21 for the field, and again, Craigie and Pradier. The gap fluctuating still between the two of them, holding at around 4 to half a second at this moment. Kelleher there in third place with the Kamyab Ramakas battle just behind is one we'll keep an eye on. Peschel still there just in P6, but seemingly with all the fighting that's going on in front of him, he doesn't seem to be making a dent on them right now. Just holding firm there in 6th place, but still looks so composed. And I've got to say, he's still had a fabulous weekend this season.
Yeah, it's been a very, very strong run across the course of the last 3 days. Was just having a little bit of a look at some data, as you know I like to do, Anthony.
Oh, yeah, you like a bit of
Craig
data.
is really good in sector number 3. He's consistently in the 0.7s through. I mean, we've gone into the second phase on the tyres now, so we're back to the 50.1s. But Craigie just keeps hitting these 18.7s in sector 3. Why is that important? It means he doesn't have to worry too much about giving Pradier a slipstream through the fastest part of the circuit. Pradier does slightly catch through sectors 1 and 2, but he's simply not quick enough through sector 3 to be a threat when you get to those really, really big opportunities to overtake. Turn 3, turn 4, turn 7. The bits in the middle of the circuit is where a lot of the overtakes happen around here. Craigie is continuing to manage this race. This is the element of his racing that I think he's clearly improved on so much since he won that Junior World Championship back in September last year. We've always known that he's been quick, but his racing brain in the last 9 to 10 months, that is what is now putting him in a position like this in international races, looking very calm and composed. He's got 3 laps to go.
So, I mean, my mind, I'm going to cast it back quite a while here. To the first time I really spotted Kenzo Craigie on the track was Honda Cadet.
I knew you were going to say that.
In PFI.
Yeah.
He had an astounding weekend there where all of a sudden he was just at the front. And it clicked. And from that very moment there, that's where it all came to him. Because before that, he was a quick driver. He was fighting around in those sharp ends. He was looking so talented, but he was running in around the top 10s, the top 15s, around that area, but it was consistent. And then just suddenly at PFI, boom, he was at the front. And from that moment onwards, he stayed there for the rest of his seasons and for the rest of his career to date. And that is exactly what we're seeing here right now. That clicking back in Honda Cadet in his younger years of racing, back in the UK, has now come to play in the European scenes. Not only has he got an FIA World title to his name, but he's looking to see if he can claim a European title as well. He's
not got this race won yet, though. I think Thomas Pradier must have heard me and gone, Trebian, right, I need to get a little bit quicker in sector number 3, because he's done exactly that. So just look at him here. He's holding a tighter line through turn 10 and turn 11. Thomas Pradier, I have been thoroughly impressed with this weekend. This has been the deliverance of some promise that we've seen in international karting for the last 18 months or so. You talk about it clicking for a driver here, Anthony. It definitely has for Thomas Pradier this weekend. Still got a chance here. Craigie's got to have a good, perfect lap to bring this one home.
It certainly will do, but the gap is down to 0.4 of a second. It is the smallest the gap has been over the course of this weekend. But let's see what happens for Pradier. He is looking for his first podium of the season right now in second place. Could he potentially make it a P1 across the line? But I don't think he will. The last major overtaking opportunities have come and gone. And for Kenzo Craigie, for the United Kingdom and Prema Racing's looking for his first final win in 2025. Across the line, it is Kenzo Craigie. He wins in Rugby, Denmark, and the young Briton can now celebrate going into the final round as championship leader. Kenzo Craigie takes the win ahead of Thomas Pradier. Daniel Kelleher does come away with another podium. That is a superb drive for Daniel Kelleher. That brilliant move earlier on, stepping him up into the marks. He got that P2, of course, in Viterbo, Italy in the last round. He celebrates this one with a 3rd place. A deserved drive after a 7th-place gain for Daniel Kelleher. Kamyab from Ramekers, Peschel from Wolf, Turney from Martinez, Krutelov from Adagnostiadis, Ivanikov from Bataro, Rocchio from Nilsson rounds out the top 15. 16th place downwards, we'll see Jacob Mikolev, Jakub Kamenev, Filippo Sala and Toby Gale. All these drivers on a gain on this one, and a fantastic drive there for Toby Gale. His first weekend back for a while with the Birolart team, and an 11th place gain. That's an extraordinary drive. The same for Sebastian Mins,